Hi everyone, welcome back to part 2 of my plastic surgery journey at Braun. If you haven't yet watched part 1, I definitely recommend that you watch that video first. In part 1, I showed you guys the consultation process and the surgeries that I was planning on getting, and part 2 will be all about my recovery process. So right after surgery, I was definitely very groggy, very tired, since I was just waking up from the general anesthesia. I had a big bandage around my face as well as some blood drains. The nurses at Braun were so nice and helpful. They came to check up on me every few hours. I know it looks kind of crazy, but I actually wasn't in any pain. It was just discomfort because I couldn't really breathe through my nose. I had to breathe through my mouth since I got the rhinoplasty. But overall, my face was just numb. I didn't really feel anything. For a couple hours after surgery, you're not actually allowed to drink water, so I was feeling a little bit thirsty. But after enough time passed, the nurse brought me some water, and I actually had to drink it using a syringe because I had the facial contouring surgery and I couldn't open my mouth up really wide. Jennifer also was super helpful. I was so glad that she was there. She brought me my medications and pretty much talked me through the recovery process. I stayed overnight at the hospital. Then I basically just dozed off and slept through the night. I did wake up a few times to drink some water. And the next morning I ended up getting the blood drains removed from my mouth, and they did use numbing shots, so I didn't feel anything at all. There was no pain. I went ahead and got changed, and then I was just getting ready to leave and go back to my hotel. And this is so funny because I still had to wear a face mask. I feel like I just look like a mummy in this footage. Then the next day I went back to the clinic, and first the nurse removed the bandage around my face. She also cleaned up a little bit around the incisions in front of my ears, which were made for the facial contouring surgery. And lastly, cleaned off the area where the ear cartilage had been taken. Then I went ahead and got my hair washed at the clinic. I just remember it being so relaxing. My hair had been getting pretty greasy by then, so I was really glad to finally have really nice, clean hair again. And then the next thing I want to do is get a regenerative laser treatment to help the swelling go down faster for my face. I was really happy that Braun offered these types of treatments. I did get more of these laser treatments over the next few days as I continued to recover. And here I was getting an antibiotic injection. The last thing that I did that day before I left the clinic was have my head bandage replaced, and this one was a compressive kind of bandage to help contain the swelling for my face. And that was pretty much it for the second day post-op. I just went back to my hotel and rested. I was using the ice packs from Braun to help the swelling go down faster. I was also taking medication with every meal. Obviously, right after the surgery, I couldn't really chew any foods, so I was pretty much on a liquid diet. And then I was following the aftercare instructions, like applying the antibiotic ointment on my eyelids as well as around my nose, and I would also change out the gauze on my nose. So here I am, day 5 post-op. This is the day that I went back to the clinic for another checkup. So the nurse went ahead and took off the face bandage, and she also went ahead and took out the stitches on the incisions in front of my ears. Then she went ahead and took off the splint on my nose. And I was so excited at this point to finally have the cast off. I felt so free. The nurse also took out some stitches from the outer part of my nose. So then I was finally able to see my new nose. I was so happy with the outcome. And at this point, my nose was still really swollen, so obviously it wasn't going to be the final result, but already I really loved the height and the shape of my nose. I was just feeling so happy.
Yeah, better.
Then I got another skin treatment to help with deswelling, and this one was actually heated. And this treatment just felt really relaxing, and I definitely fell asleep during this. And then I also got another laser treatment. So then I returned to my hotel. I had really stocked up on water so I could make sure that I was completely hydrated, and I was also drinking a lot of smoothies by this point and soups as well, since I was still mostly sticking to liquids for my diet.
Hi guys, it is day 6. My lip is still pretty swollen, so it's a bit hard to talk still, but I am feeling so much better. I'm really happy because I can breathe through my nose, and just a lot easier now. Tomorrow I'm going back to the clinic for another checkup with the doctor. Of course my face is still swollen, but I feel like it's getting better.
On the 7th day post-op, I went back to the clinic, and this time the nurse checked on the stitches on the inside of my mouth to see how they were doing. Nurse also went ahead and applied some more antibiotic ointment to my nose. And then I met with Dr. Kim, who checked up on me and made sure that the healing was going well.
상태 좋네.
Condition very good.
He told me that he did reduce my cheekbones and my chin as well, and I wouldn't have to worry about any sagging. Also, he didn't do the bone graft for the smile line that we were discussing during consultation, since I was also having rhinoplasty done. On day 14 post-op, that was my last checkup. First, the nurse removed the stitches on the inside of my mouth, as well as the remaining stitches on the inside of my nose. So then I had my very last meeting and checkup with the doctors. First, I met with Dr. Yu, who had performed my nose and my eye surgeries. He told me that I did have some limitation due to my skin elasticity, but he focused as much as possible on the nose tip like I wanted. He used septal cartilage and donated rib cartilage so that the tip would have a very strong structure and it wouldn't get too much lower, which I really liked. And then for the eyes, he did make the eyelid crease higher than I naturally had them, and I was really happy with the results. And then I had my very last checkup with Dr. Kim, who had done the facial contouring surgery. He told me that I might feel some discomfort opening my mouth for maybe 1 to 2 months, and I would still have some numbness around my face. Also, Dr. Kim said that I should not be eating hard food for about 2 months. And he also did recommend that I lose a little bit of weight as well for better results.